Notice the rich golden brown crust and the savory jelly. These pies are a testament to quality ingredients and artisanal skill.
The secret to a perfect pork pie lies in the hot water crust pastry and the precise baking time, resulting in this rich, golden finish.
The hallmark of a great pork pie is in the cut. Notice the perfect ratio of succulent pink meat to the rich, savory jelly.
Welcome to Mrs. King's. The journey from our farm to your table begins bright and early, ensuring every pork pie is perfect.
We start with a thorough inspection of the pork shoulder. The balance of lean meat and fat is crucial for the perfect pie. This one looks excellent.
The first step is crucial, carefully trimming the excess fat from the loin. This ensures the perfect meat to pastry ratio later on.
Here we see the pork being expertly diced. The large chunks are crucial for the texture of the traditional pork pie.
To make the perfect pork pie, we start by grinding fresh, high-quality cuts of pork. The texture must be just right before we add the seasoning. The journey begins as the freshest cuts of pork are fed into the industrial grinder, ensuring the perfect coarse texture for our pies.
Here we blend the essential seasoning, sea salt, black pepper, and our unique blend of traditional spices.
Next, we carefully add the traditional seasoning blend of black pepper, herbs, and salt to the freshly ground pork. The key to a perfect pie is ensuring the spices are evenly distributed. We knead the pork until it binds together, just like this.
The first step is to carefully sift the flour into the industrial mixer, ensuring a smooth consistency for the pastry.
To achieve the perfect hot water crust, the baker carefully dices the finest quality pork lard.
To achieve that perfect traditional hot water crust, we first bring the water to a rapid boil right here in the bakery. The process begins by bringing the rendered lard and water to a vigorous boil. Here we add the boiling lard and water mixture directly into the flour, scalding it to create that classic, pliable hot water crust. The secret to a perfect pork pie starts with the hot water crust. We pour the hot liquid directly into the flour, creating this wonderful steam. The industrial mixer slowly begins to combine the flour and water, an essential first step in creating the perfect traditional hot water crust pastry.
The mixture starts to come together into a dough. The hot water crust is kneaded until it forms this smooth, pliable ball, ideal for shaping.
After kneading, the baker stops the machine. They stretch the dough to perform the window pane test, ensuring it has the perfect elasticity for the pie.
The hot water crust dough is turned out onto the steel table while it's still steaming, crucial for achieving the perfect texture. To ensure the perfect crust every time, our bakers meticulously weigh each individual portion of the rich hot water pastry. With practiced ease, the dough is rapidly rolled into smooth, consistent balls. This is the foundation of a perfect pork pie crust.
The secret to a perfect pork pie starts with the hot water crust. Here we see the dough balls, resting before the pressing stage.
First, we take the melted lard and carefully brush it into the seasoned wooden molds. This ensures the pastry crisps perfectly.
The baker uses a traditional cast iron press to quickly form the hot water crust pastry, ensuring a perfect shape every time.
Here we use a traditional industrial press to form the hot water crust. The machine applies the exact pressure needed to create the perfect shell for our pork pies. The hot water crust is essential for a traditional pork pie. Here the baker carefully lifts the freshly pressed shell from the mold. The seasoned pork mixture is crucial. Here, the baker uses a large scoop to ensure each pie gets the perfect amount before it moves to the crimping station. The seasoned pork is firmly pressed into the hot water crust. This removes any air pockets and is key to a perfect pie.
This traditional method ensures the perfect casing. The baker skillfully punches out the lids, maximizing the use of the rich pastry dough.
You want to whisk the eggs vigorously until they're nice and frothy.
and this creates the perfect egg wash for the pastry.
The baker carefully applies an egg wash to the rim. This will create a seal for the top crust and give the pie its golden finish.
After ensuring the filling is secure, the lid is precisely positioned. Then, the edges are crimped by hand.
The baker skillfully pinches the hot water crust, sealing the lid to the shell using a traditional crimping method that ensures a perfect bake.
The baker uses a traditional hand crimping technique to seal the golden crust, ensuring the filling stays moist during baking.
To achieve the signature golden crust, the baker meticulously applies an even layer of egg wash across the pie.
Maintaining the precise temperature is crucial for the perfect crust. The ovens are now up to temperature and ready for the pies.
Into the rotating oven they go. This ensures every pork pie achieves that perfect golden crust. Once loaded, the heavy convection oven door is sealed tightly to maintain the precise temperature.
In a time lapse, we watch the pastry transform from a pale dough to a rich golden brown.
The pies enter the industrial oven, where a blast of heat begins the transformation. As you can see in this time lapse, the crust quickly...
A slow, steady rotation ensures that each pie achieves that perfect golden brown crust.
Once the pies are golden brown, we insert a probe thermometer right into the center to ensure they've reached the optimal internal temperature.
After an hour in the oven, the pies are placed on these cooling racks, allowing the steam to escape and the pastry to set perfectly.
Once baked to a perfect golden brown, the pies are carefully transferred to the cooling racks. Here, the steam escapes. Once baked, the pies are moved to the finishing table, where the baker injects a warm, savory stock to create the traditional jelly layer.
Warm, savory aspic is carefully injected through this center hole, filling the gap and locking in the moisture and flavor.
Once baked, we inject a warm, savory jelly directly into the pie. This sets as it cools, locking in the flavor and moisture.
We look for that perfect golden crust and the signature crimp. Only the best make it to the table.
After baking, every pie undergoes a rigorous inspection. Only the finest, perfectly golden examples are selected for our customers.
Once the pies are cooled, the baker carefully places them onto the conveyor belt, beginning the automated packaging process.
Once cooled, the pies are moved to the packaging line, where a specialized machine expertly wraps each one to lock in the freshness.
Once the pies are cooled, they are moved to the automated packaging line, where a precise heat seal ensures freshness.
Once cooled, each pie is carefully labeled with its ingredients and a use-by date, ready for the customer.
The automated system precisely applies the handcrafted label to the freshly wrapped pork pie before it moves on for boxing.
Once cooled, the pies are boxed and expertly stacked, the next step in their journey from our kitchen to your table.
Here in the warehouse, the finished pork pies are loaded onto pallets before being shipped out to our stores.
Once cooled, the pork pies are carefully loaded onto our refrigerated trucks for transport.
There we are. 20 cases, ready for the shop floor.
Begin their journey from the bakery to the breakfast table. Our dedicated drivers ensure that the finest cuts of pork arrive fresh every morning.
The journey from the farm culminates here, at the heart of the city bakery, ensuring the freshest pork pies for our customers.
Here is today's fresh batch, Mr. Henderson.
Hey, thank you kindly. They look perfect. Everything seems to be in order.
Great. If you could just sign here. And here they are, fresh from the bakery this morning. You can see the perfect golden crust and the savoury jelly we add for flavour. From the farm to the table, the final step is ensuring the pies are perfectly presented in the shop window.
Welcome. These are fresh out of the oven this morning.
From the farm to the counter, every step ensures the perfect pie for the customer.
Each pie is carefully weighed to ensure consistency, like this one at 450 grams, before being neatly labelled for the customer.
Once cooled, the pies are carefully wrapped in traditional greaseproof paper, ensuring they stay fresh for the customer.
Here is your pork pie, freshly made this morning.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much.
From the bakery to the supermarket shelf, these traditional pork pies are now ready for the final step, the customer's table.
The final step before reaching the customer, the freshly baked pies are carefully stacked in the refrigerated aisle by the shopkeeper.
From the farm to the table, every step is carefully managed to deliver the perfect pork pie experience.
After careful preparation and baking, the pies are delivered fresh to the supermarket daily, ensuring that the journey from farm to table is complete.
Our commitment to quality is clear on every label, detailing the journey from the farm to the shelf.
From the bakery to the shopping cart, the journey is complete. This handcrafted pork pie is ready for the table.
The freshly baked pork pie is carefully placed into a traditional brown paper bag, ready for the customer to take home and enjoy.
The final step in our farm-to-table process, the consumer unwraps the freshly baked pie, releasing the savory aroma.
And here we have the finished product. Fresh from the oven, this traditional pork pie is ready for the table.
And finally, the moment we've waited for. A perfectly crisp slice showcasing the rich, savoury meat and that essential layer of jelly.
The baker's true skill is revealed in the cross-section. Succulent pork, surrounded by the perfect amount of protective jelly.
And finally, a generous dollop of traditional pickle relish is the perfect accompaniment to the rich, savoury pie.
A traditional pork pie is perfectly complemented by a dollop of coarse-grain mustard. Slicing into the pie reveals the perfectly cooked filling and the savoury jelly, completing its journey from the farm to the table.
From the farm to your table, our traditional pork pie is the result of passion and precision, a true taste of craftsmanship.
The final stop on our farm-to-table journey. All that's left is to slice into this magnificent handcrafted pork pie. And finally, the finished pork pie arrives at the table, or in this case, the picnic blanket, ready for the consumer to enjoy.
And finally, the culmination of our journey, the traditional pork pie, fresh from the hamper and ready for a summer picnic. A true testament to traditional craftsmanship, the finished pork pie is finally ready for the consumer to enjoy.
The golden brown crust holds in the rich, savoury filling. A perfect slice for a summer picnic.
Isn't this the best pie you've ever had?
It's so flaky, Grandpa. I love the filling.
Truly a taste of tradition.
From the farm to the table, the journey of our traditional pork pie ends here, enjoyed by the next generation.
To understand how a perfect pork pie is made, we must first appreciate the tradition behind it.
And here we have the finished product, a perfect golden pork pie, served the traditional way with a pint of the finest ale.
The consumer expertly quarters the pie, revealing the perfectly cooked, coarse-cut filling and the layer of savoury jelly.
You can really taste the quality in this one.
It's the traditional recipe, isn't it?
Absolutely superb.
From the farm to this beautiful table, the traditional pork pie stands proud, ready to be enjoyed by the happy couple and their guests.
Fresh from the oven, this magnificent pie is the centerpiece of our festive feast, embodying hours of dedicated work.
And here we have the finished product. From our farm to your table, this pork pie represents the best of traditional British craftsmanship.
Our commitment to quality began with these very hands back in 1948, a tradition of bringing...
In the main factory, the pastry dough is mixed in large batches. The baker closely monitors the texture to ensure consistency across every pie.
Using a traditional hand crimping method ensures the pie holds its shape during baking.
To make our traditional pork pies, we start with high-quality cuts of locally sourced pork, a unique blend of spices, and freshly milled flour for the crust.
And here we have the finished traditional pork pie, fresh from the oven, ready for the table.
And as we slice it open, the craftsmanship is clear. The rich, seasoned pork is perfectly encased in the hot water.
And finally, the moment we've waited for. The perfect golden crust gives way to the rich, seasoned pork and the traditional layer of savoury jelly.